Earlier this week, the Joe Biden for President campaign told reporters to, whoa, scale it back, guys. You need to lower your expectations about what Joe Biden is going to do in both Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina. Yeah, don't worry about all that. He could lose those. But, we're really what we're focusing on is Super Tuesday. Because that's going to be the one that matters. To hell with Iowa and New Hampshire and Carolinas. We don't need those things. So don't worry when those early returns start coming back showing Joe Biden getting his butt kicked, because that's totally not going to happen after those first few primaries. That would be a nice message, right? Like, hey, listen, we may not win right out of the gate, but we're a sprinter. This is a marathon. Not a sprint, excuse me, I screwed all that up. But either way, Joe Biden's campaign is out there telling people don't expect this guy to win the first few. But here's the problem with that, Mr. Biden. If you don't win the first few, those do affect the ones down the road. Suddenly, you, who is still for some reason sitting as the most electable person in the race, the voters in those states that haven't gone yet look at the results of the other states and they say, maybe he's not electable. Maybe the only reason I was going to vote for him is stupid, so I'm not going to vote for him. Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, folks, those are do or die. I mean, how many Republicans out of their field of 16 that they had in 2015, how many dropped out after Iowa? And then how many dropped out after New Hampshire? And then after South Carolina, we were down to less than a handful, folks. If you don't survive those first three, you effectively don't survive. And Joe Biden's campaign understands that. So why on earth would they want people to understand that they're not going to win those? Or maybe it's for the reason I just said. Because they don't want the people who are voting later in the year to lose that thought that he is the most electable. But I got to tell you, if you can't win Iowa or New Hampshire or South Carolina, you're pretty much not electable. That's how that works. So if Joe Biden loses up until Super Tuesday, everybody who votes on Super Tuesday is going to view him as a loser, as somebody who cannot pull this off. And hopefully that's what happens. Joe Biden ain't it, folks. Joe Biden's not going to beat Donald Trump. Joe Biden is not the kind of transformational leader that we need in this country right now. Unfortunately for him, his time is past. And his past is coming back to haunt him as well. Joe Biden should retire. Joe Biden should just quietly go away and enjoy the rest of his life. Because politics for him has come to an end. And if they want us to lower our expectations for him, then we need to go ahead and lower them not just for those early voting states, but for literally every state holding a primary or caucus in 2020. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.